We're live.
Hey.
Who said? Oh, Dutch Doyle was the one who said "we're late as usual." It's literally right now. It's 9:05. We're
On the
very
dot.
prompt. We're
On the
extremely
dot.
punctual.
Look at that. Right?
Yeah. Let's see. Nay said, "Let's get it. I never comment, but Miss Kate V on that ass. I watched the other one regarding Benny. Yeah. So, Benny Keyz. I don't know if everybody here, as people are willing in, if you saw the last time that we talked about him, but he's like, I think he's gotten worse since then, which is like mind-boggling. Did you see the interaction that we had when he was on my panel?
I have not, and to be
Oh my
honest,
God.
when you ever told me that you knew who Benny Keyz was, I was like, how did I miss this? Like, I thought, like, it's so weird how our worlds have once again intertwined, but I would love to see it. Do you have it? I mean, I want to watch it.
Yeah, I could pull it up. There's
Oh,
a kid
Vlad and
behind me.
Paula. Hi, Vlad and Paula. I like Vlad.
I like Vlad too. No, yeah. So I mean, I'll just play the part. I'm gonna skip to the part where he and I are going back and forth a little bit. I might have kids that are just, running behind me now and then. It's 9 o'clock, so it's early for them. Here we go. I mean, as I recall, he pretty much rage quit the panel is what happened.
Oh, did he?
That's what I mean. Yeah, the guy's just really. I haven't met anyone.
He must not have been able to manipulate the situation, and that's probably why he ran.
Yeah, and his brand of egotism is like really unique, in my opinion. It's just really.
Yeah. He's unique, all right.
Yeah, and ever since he came on the panel this one time, he has been trolling me consistently. It's weird too. Like, he's one of those creepy obsessive fucks. So I'll be like in somebody else's stream, not even on the stream sometimes, like in the comments, and there's Benny. And Benny actually, I suspect, and this is just, I wouldn't call it speculation. That probably wouldn't be an accurate term. I would say that it's more an educated guess that he has made a fake AV Watchman account. Really? With the intention to troll people, myself included, to try to start problems. Because what will happen is I will be trolled by AV Watchman, and then either shortly before this AV Watchman profile shows up or shortly after, there's Benny. So, yeah, I mean...
What a coincidence!
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that in Molly Go Lightly the other night. He pretended to be somebody. He pretended to be Doug Hutton, and obviously it wasn't him. Was it Doug, or was it Doug? It was either Doug or I don't know. He pretended to be one of them, and A Balance came in, and A Balance was like, "Oh no, this is his shtick. He pretends to be someone else to stir drama amongst creators, and this is what he does." So
right.
I was like, "Oh,
eliminate the competition in some way, because if people are focused on somebody else, they're less focused on his Methhead shenanigans."
Oh no, he pretended to be an American Cartel LLC. That's who he was pretending to be. An American cartel, that guy. Yeah. Just stirring trouble, just stirring up some trouble with his evil laugh.
All right, so here's
Can't
where Benny
really say
comes
much
in.
about what another man says. All I can say is,
do you think that's going to reflect well? Do you?
I'm sorry?
Do you, Benny?
I'm sorry?
Do you think that's going to reflect well?
At this point, the reflection on the YouTubers, I think, is probably what is bringing this case to this treacherous spot. I mean, that's my opinion.
Do you think that the authorities give a fuck about what you do on YouTube? Just curious.
I do.
They don't.
I think, in a sense, I think you're right. I think that it's healthy to have a naiveness about yourself online, but I think you also have to be aware of the consequences of certain actions. I did send some texts, and I want to talk about the boys if you guys want, but I did send some texts to someone that was threatening me all night long. Like, this is my first month doing this, guys, and so I haven't been as graceful, I guess, as I wished I would have been. And so I just I hope everyone allows me the opportunity to kind of straighten up what I got going on, and just look at me as me, and look at the movement as a movement. And that's all, guys. I mean, I wasn't graceful when I came in because I didn't know the nuances of YouTube. I was always just a viewer.
Okay.
That's all.
You seem to be, just as involved in this case at this point.
I'm sorry?
as Doug is, right? What are your qualifications? I'm just curious.
I am an online pedophile hunter.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. Okay. All right. Yep. So we're gonna cut that as qualification. Sure.
Well, I mean, I'm a dad, and I'm an advocate for children online. If I would just encourage you to see how I do these guys, and maybe you wished you hadn't laughed like that, because it's not a laughing joke. When
okay, how many convictions do you have with your online pedophiles?
One in three
Tell you
women
right now that in my experience, and I obviously you don't know a lot about my channel. I wouldn't expect my.
I don't. I think your channel looks dope.
I talk to law enforcement a lot. I can tell you that unilaterally, one of the biggest complaints of the sex crime divisions that I speak to about the online pedophile hunters is that you actually impede the ability for these guys.
That's in your locale, man. I can get that in your jurisdiction. That may be so, but here in Dallas, Texas, we have a huge problem. I have an outlet that works with the courts, and
okay. So what I'm going to do is
Brandon, you network with pedophiles?
What?
Do what?
I said, did I just understand that right? You network with pedophiles?
I hunt them.
No, he's one of those pedophile hunters. What I'm going to do?
What are you hunting them for? What are you looking to do with them?
I actually just want to interject here, right? Because this is what a prolific liar Benny is. So Benny has already started to tell us that he's a pedophile hunter, that he works with the authorities. Who's calling me? Not answering that right now. Sorry, guys. So that he works with the authorities, that, the police are aware of him. They think he does a great job. So what we went ahead and we did, and we said in this video we were going to do, is we actually called the police down in the Dallas area. They had no fucking clue who he was. Not whatsoever.
No way.
Right.
No way.
So the only thing that I could get out of the Dallas courts as far as any knowledge of who he is that they were aware of some cases that he himself had. Yeah, an assault and battery, and I believe a theft case as well. So they were aware of him as a defendant and an alleged perpetrator, but they were not aware of him as some sort of superhero vigilante pedo poacher.
I'm sure he had a great excuse as to why, though. Like
he was probably
like, of course they're going to tell you that. He has an excuse for everything, so I'm sure whatever it is a good one. But damn well if you called yourself, then who is he?
Yeah, actually, myself and actually one of our subscribers had emailed me, so I called, and then one of our subscribers independently had called, and we both got the same answer, which is that they had no fucking clue who this guy is. None whatsoever. Right?
Lovely.
So, I mean, this is just like a taste of what a fucking liar this guy is.
I didn't even know that was on his resume. The whole pedo thing. I had no idea.
It's a qualification. He can go and interject himself into open criminal cases, high profile open criminal cases.
He can. Yeah. But
the
second that me or Molly Golightly or Abe Balance or anybody else has anything to say about anything, then we need to stop. But he can do it. Okay.
Well, I mean, are you an online predator poacher that nobody knows about?
I don't know. Maybe I have an extensive resume too.
You're not qualified. You're not qualified.
If I say I am, then I am. Okay.
Right.
Feel about the online pedophile poachers.
No. Yeah, you speak about it for your area, but I work with a group here in Dallas.
No, I'm going to call Dallas. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go outside of my area because I've actually spoken to people outside of Massachusetts, obviously. But I'm going to call Dallas, and I'm going to have a conversation with them about that. How they feel that the online pedophile poachers is usually what they're called, or hunters, are impacting their cases around there. We'll record it, and whatever comes from it comes. Either you'll be right or I'll be right.
Oh, it's not about being right or wrong. I've just found a niche, and I fit in this niche. And I've been able to do what I do with no consequence. So as soon as it becomes a problem for someone else other than a YouTuber, then I'll address it. But I just do what I do, guys.
Let me ask Benny a question here. Benny, what happened to that guy that you were chasing that got into the car wreck at that intersection? From the 7-Eleven there.
Yeah,
you have the video up.
Nothing. I don't know
what happened with that.
Nothing goes online unless it's been cleared. So
this is Desert Sentinel. You've seen me in your chat.
I don't know who you are, sir.
Yeah. Well, Doug.
Right.
Kate, your microphone's off. I love Desert Sentinel, by the way. I just love him.
I do too. He's fantastic. He really is.
Yeah.
And he's straight to the point. Yeah, we had a good group on here. We had AB. We had Criminality. Her
Yeah.
was great too. Desert, yeah. But he just told another lie. He's saying, well, nothing goes online until the police clear it, and that is a bald-faced lie, right? Bald-faced lie, because they don't even know who he is. So they're not clearing anything. And there's no way that they're going to expend resources to watch this dumb fuck Methhead's videos and go, yep, that's okay.
Yeah,
you can
I'm
post
sure
that. Good job.
I'm sure they do have informants, because he's openly admitted that he's an informant. But like, do informants like walk around saying they're informants? Like, is that a thing? I'm dead serious. Like, I don't even know, because I
don't think it would be. I mean, I've heard of it happening before. I don't think the outcome.
I've always heard whispers in the street. I've heard whispers in the street, like so and so's an informant, but like to openly tell your audience that like you're one, that's kind of weird to me. I don't know, man. Yeah,
it's not a smart thing to do.
No, it's not. It kind of like, how are you gonna get any street cred in the future if you're running around telling everybody that? Do you know what I mean? Like that makes it even more unbelievable. You know,
it doesn't make you a good informant. It either makes you a useless informant or a dead one.
Informer.
Yeah.
Guys, you can ask Doug. I thought maybe you and Doug had already had a conversation about me.
Why would we have a conversation about you, sir?
Well, Doug knows me, but that's okay.
Anyway,
I'm just asking a question.
Sir,
I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question. You have three videos. You have three videos up of pedophile hunting, and you made claims that you have a whole bunch of other videos of these pedophile hunting.
I can't
appropriate in timely.
Benny.
Ma'am.
What happened? What really happened after that accident? Something happened.
Do you have any questions to me, ma'am?
Okay, Benny. Well,
so Benny, what we're trying to get at is what. So with your pedophile hunting online, what's your conviction rate?
There's a lot of cases active, and so until all the active cases are concluded, it would be
right now.
An
just
up and
give
down
us a running total as of right now. It doesn't have to be the final one, but just as we're talking.
This is where he pretends that his mic,
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Benny.
I'm sorry, I had got a phone call. There's a majority of the cases are still active. I've done 44.
Right.
You muted yourself again, Benny. Muted again, Benny. We're just trying to get a running total.
You muted yourself, Benny. You muted yourself. Benny. You said 44 active.
We can see the perspiration, so we know that much, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Benny, we can't hear you.
Benny, we can't hear you. This is outrageous. This is gonna I'm sorry. AB, can we work on this together from here on out? I would love to combine forces because this is just he just knocked down too. Okay. This is you ask these guys.
I mean, it's not I hate to ruin your show, but you kind of had to present it in a chaotic sort of way like this because I think you get a sense with the type of controversy that.
So, I mean, that's probably a good example and a good stopping point for, the last interaction that we had with Benny on the show. Literally, you ask him a direct question and he's like, oh, all of a sudden you can't hear me and then I'm going to leave.
Yeah. I noticed one thing I noticed about, men who manipulate, they're always, anytime a man tries to, address them, they, push them out of the way. Oh, excuse me, ma'am, did you have any more questions? I'd rather talk to you because I'm good at manipulating women, men not so much,
Right.
And he does that, he totally, and he asked them Desert asked him in a nice way. He was like, oh yeah, what, losing service, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bad connection.
Right.
Had a phone call.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So, back when we last left with me, he was insinuating himself into a case out of California, Orrin and Orison West, who were two missing boys. I still actually don't believe they've been found, which is just really too bad. But he and Doug latched on to the story. They made such a mess of the case that they actually put out a statement, the police did, naming them by name and saying, please stop fucking with our case. There was a newspaper article afterwards where they were again named because they were just going around blaming innocent people for all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories. So, what Benny is calling, investigation is really just driving around with wild speculation. And we're seeing that again. Now he's attached himself to a case in his state of Texas. There was a little boy by the first name of Cash that was murdered right outside of his home. It's actually a really, really sad story. His biological mother, I think, is a trucker. She did, himself and his twin brother were left with the ex-girlfriend. The ex-girlfriend of his father, who has sort of a dicey past. So there's a lot of speculation around her. And essentially, the little boy was taken out of his bed by an individual. They caught it on camera, so they know who took him. And taken down the street.
Brown.
They
got him on DNA now and stuff like that. So a lot of the speculation, for the most part, has stopped. But the way he surrounded himself with her, he went from how long have him and Doug been buddies? By the way, a while. Was this the tipping point for those two to kind of break up, if you will? I can
hold on. Let me tell you when this video was put up.
Because I'm new to this whole Benny thing, and it's just weird. It's very weird to me that he would wanna throw away everything he's been doing to just be a victim advocate. Victim advocates for the most part.
He wasn't. If you go through his channel, he wasn't doing a lot of these pedo hunts. And what he was doing,
he was looking for something.
He didn't have a lot of traction. So Benny quite obviously is someone who aspires to find YouTube fame. I would assume that with his criminal record and some of his personal problems, that gainful employment is probably not that easy for him.
Yeah, you think?
Well, I mean, when you go around stealing from people and possessing meth all the time, a decent job or a career would be disinclined to hire you, especially, and we'll talk a little bit about his past as we go on. I know it's been hashed out a lot. That to me, and AZ had we talked about this before and agreed, that's not the most important part. You can have a really sordid past and move on from it and not be a piece of shit, but Benny cannot do that.
Right. Yeah, and the thing is, it's not so much your past. He says, oh, everyone wants to bring up Monica's past. No, when your present is messed up, there's a problem. That opens the door for people to say things. I'm sorry, it does. Benny has a past, but his present is still messed up. And what he said to you the other night really set me off, because guess what? He's a victim advocate, right? Well, you're a victim, and he treated you like you were a villain. And I don't know any victim advocates that do that, okay? I don't.
Well, I think it's interesting too that obviously there's been some personal stuff that's come out, which I don't know how I feel about that, guys. Honestly, I know that his daughter's mother, his ex, has come out and made some allegations against him. I'm always tentative to listen to ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, wives, friends, because if it's personal, you just don't know the bad blood that's there. You don't know necessarily the motivations. But one thing that he himself openly admitted is that his daughter is in the care of her maternal grandfather. Okay, so when he asks me about where my kids are, they're here right now. You've already seen one of them.
Mine's here.
I know where they are, Benny, and now you admitted where yours are. So I mean, I'm just saying, from your glass house, you shouldn't throw stones. And what I can honestly say is, I'm not out here scamming people on YouTube with some of your really, really interesting ploys here. So obviously he's attached himself to this case.
I'm pretty sure that you could buy some Little Caesars pizzas.
I can. I'm going to play that video too.
Please
Holy
do.
fucking shit.
Please
this guy's throwing up red flags left and right. So just to put this in context, though, while we go on here, Benny does have an extensive record of drug possession, methamphetamine. I think we found 3 or 4 drug possession cases over the last 10 to 15 years. So he has an established pattern of substance use. I would say when I look at his videos, he looks kind of intoxicated, but I'm not a trained professional, so that is speculation.
But real quick, can I just say something about that? Before I listened to his ex speak last night, every time I would hear him do that super creepy laugh he does, that creepy freaking laugh he does, I'm like, this dude strikes me as somebody who's possibly under the influence, because, you know, I've been around enough people who have been under the influence, being in recovery and whatnot, and I'm like, something about that laugh tells me that, like, it's a red flag for him. And sure enough, his ex mentioned it, like, oh, when you hear that, like, you know, do you know what I mean? And it's the thing is, like, I just don't want to see any people taken advantage of, and he is, like you said, he is a walking red flag, and he has people signing up for his memberships to hear him just spout nonsense,
right,
left and right.
So he gets involved in this case, and so there's an ex-girlfriend of the father of this child who's involved here. Her name is Monica. Oh my gosh, SH, help. Monica what? Monica Sherrod.
Oh, Monica's
right?
last name? Yes. Monica Sherrod, yep.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, so Monica Sherrod. So she is also living in Texas, and you know, he does this live stream with Doug, which we're going to play a portion of here. And he talks a lot about how, you know, she lives in the neighborhood around his parents' house. He grew up around here. So he's already saying that he's familiar with the area.
I used to date a girl in this area, he says.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Monica and Benny have something in common. And what they have in common is a history of meth addiction. Okay, so right there. So what Benny does is he does this stream with Doug. Now, of course, he's calling himself a victim advocate, and he you know, considers Monica to be a victim. Now, if that's the case, I don't know why you would ever drive around the neighborhood pointing out where her children go to school and where she lives, knowing that people have their pitchforks out blaming this woman for the death of this child. But that's what he decided to do. That's his investigation.
Or she put out a video the other day, and in the video she says, "Hi Benny, I know you want me to go live, but you know," and she's a disheveled mess. She caught a bunch of heat from the video. And then today he makes a video that says, "If you're a victim of a crime, don't go online." Okay, well then why did you make Monica release that video the other day, Benny? Why was that a good idea? Right. Why was that a good idea?
So he's buddied up with this woman, and at one point they decide that they're going to get her a pizza, her and her family a pizza. And I just want to point out again that we are looking at this guy. He looks disheveled. He looks like he might be under the influence in his videos, and he is going to Little Caesars buy a few pizzas.
No big deal.
Little Caesars, okay? Oh, I really need to
buy the victim's pizza. Yeah, he went to her house and asked her.
Yeah.
So
all right, I'm at the Little Caesars.
All right, so this is him at Little Caesars. Watch what happens.
Is the sound off? Oh, there we go.
You know what, Air Force 5? I was watching that too, and you gotta depict from that she also could have been up for a couple days from the situation that happened and the situation at hand, or all the crying, all the emotional aspects, the yelling, the screaming, the eating, the not eating. You know, we judge a book by its cover, but until we got proof, we can't throw those kind of allegations. I think that, you know, it's a possibility. Benny said that, you know, it did smell like marijuana over there, but marijuana is not a crime, you guys. It's really not. I agree, Rachel. Because if they were sleeping together, there's no motive to take, you know, one son out of her life when there could have been multiple ones. But the stepmom did say that Cash did wake her up every morning. That was her wake up call. And, you know, when she woke up at 10 that morning and he didn't wake her up yet, you know, it kind of shows some kind of functionality, maybe dysfunctionality on how people should run a household. But that's who are we to judge, I guess, you know? I know, now I'm hungry.
I know, right?
You guys want to donate for pizza? Send it over.
How many do we want? 4 or 5? 4? Can we get 4?
I don't know how many people over there, bro. Just depending on how many people are there, just make sure they have enough for everybody to have at least like 3 slices or something.
Hold on. What'd you say? Can you put a yeah. All right. card must be inserted.
You know, and if there was heavy drug use going on, people, and crazy stuff going on in that house, you know, CPS would have been involved already.
Can you run it back there?
She's not under
You don't have a way
CPS
to run it?
kind of stuff. Then
It's not reading my card. Hold on. Excuse me. I've had this problem with this card. Let me see. I probably got some cash in here. Unless my wife took it off. No way.
hey, see if I can pay it online. See if I can just pay by phone or something to them.
Hold on. I'm not understanding why my card's not working. It's one that I use every day. Let's see. I think my wife must have took the other one.
Oh, thank you, April.
What's up?
April just sent us some pizza fund money. So let me know if I could, even if I got to call, ask them if I could give them my card number over the phone. I'll text you a picture of it.
Let me see. I think we can do it online real quick.
Yeah, just see if they'll take a picture of it over the phone. I can even put my ID in the picture if they need it.
No, you got to run it through that damn machine. Let me see. Hold on real quick. I'm going to see about doing it online. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you again, April.
Little Caesars. We want the one on Camp Wisdom. All right. Oh, great. The website's down, too.
Right. So right there, I mean,
oh my God.
What are the odds? What are the odds that your card won't work and then, oh no, the website's down too? Like, come on.
In other words, everybody, please send me your donations so that way I can, use that for it. And look, at work, we got poor little April over here who's like, oh, I'll help, And that's the thing. There's plenty of kind people out there who just don't know any better, right? Who want to help. They have the best intentions, but here we have Bozo over here, the clown, who doesn't have the best intentions. Clearly, he probably has money, and he's probably like, nah, I know these people in the chat will pay for this. Do you know what I mean? And then he got poor Doug. Yeah. Anyways,
you know what?
Kate,
I'm also
Kate, tell them what we talked about. Kate, tell them about the card.
Right. So yeah, we don't even have to play through the rest of that really because you guys get the gist. But at the end of the day here, what happens is it's a debacle, and you've got Doug Hutton, who, by the way, since the breakup, Benny's been claiming that Doug Hutton sleeps in a van. And I'm sorry, but if your supposedly homeless friend is paying for Little Caesars pizzas because you can't, you're a fucking skid mark, dude.
I know,
really,
right?
Really,
right.
Right.
He's a horrible human. He really is.
So, but my point here was this. If Doug was able to, and he was, call in with his card and have it delivered, why couldn't Benny sit in his car and call it in and use his card number to have it delivered?
Because the website was down.
Right. Yeah.
What a clown.
Yeah. So again, like this is, and this is what I'm trying to point out here as we're looking at this guy and what he's doing for money. This is a guy with a drug background, with a background of theft, with
Yeah.
Right.
He's stolen from his friends before too. That's something he has a history of. He not only did he steal from his friends, he stole an electronic device and pawned it and got caught while doing so for $100. For $100.
Right.
Sad.
So now we're seeing that this guy also can't afford a couple of Little Caesars pizzas, which what are they, like $5?
Those are cheap pizzas too. They are.
Yeah. Don't come at me, Benny. I can afford. I mean, I could go probably buy 10 Little Caesars pizzas right now, and I could still manage my life for the rest of the week. I'm just saying, I'm not rich, but I'm not blowing all my money on fucking meth either. So
right.
So this is just sort of, so this is what Benny's doing, as he is now insinuating himself in yet another case and befriending the woman who has been put under some scrutiny for the death of this child. Now, this man who presumably did not go to college, but definitely went to prison. He he is offering to you all, if you are so inclined, you can take Benny Keyz Victim Advocate course. This man with no education and no qualifications that ran a pedophile hunting YouTube channel as his own
unsuccessful one.
Yeah, an unsuccessful one, right? Yeah. You can take this course, which is great.
Lovely. Where do I sign up?
Right. This dude is always driving.
Well, I think that we've decided to do the victim advocacy course with members only.
How convenient.
There's not too many people that are disappointed about that, but we want to keep it easy to manage. So if
easy to manage your wallet.
Join the advocacy course, we will be doing that. We'll be starting for members only here next week. So we're getting all the curriculum and the different things in order so that we can just start up. It will be a members only deal again, so those that are interested in becoming part of that network to express your resources, we'd sure love to have you. What that stipulation is you have to join the membership. It's a small price to pay for a wealth of knowledge and information. Not only that, but I believe it's time to start keeping a lot of the things that go on in the channel. It's time to keep them introverted. Hey, G-Dog, you're in there. And I think that's, the classiest, most professional way. We'll have people there that we know want to take part in the course, so we don't have to go out and identify the people that want to take it. They'll come to the source. So I think that it's going to be a very groundbreaking thing. It's also going to really help set some parameters for the community as far as and in regards to advocating. The very first thing that we'll do is we will do basically a vocabulary session where we'll get everyone kind of up to speed with what we're going to be talking about, the words and the terminology we'll be using and how they apply to these situations.
Come on,
Kate.
Really what it is to give you an outline of
what's the
vocabulary is listen. Vocabulary is Benny's favorite subject. Have you ever noticed the extremely large words he uses, like deduced and biomagnetics and whatnot? He would love to have a vocabulary course. It's probably his life goal. Oh my god, that is hilarious.
What are the odds that he actually completed high school? I'm just curious.
Slim to none.
Yeah, I feel
not only that,
low.
Okay, I'm pretty sure victim advocates, for the most part, usually have at least a bachelor's degree, usually, and if not, they have experience in it. I don't know who he thinks he is, just handing out courses and whatnot. No, you can, first of all, no. Just why would anybody give this person who has no educational background in the matter, we're gonna keep it members only, just to clean it up a little. No, we're keeping it members only so I can take your money and put it in my pocket and buy some Little Caesars pizzas for some victims.
No, I mean, he's not. That's the whole thing is I'll take your money for the course, but then you're still gonna have to cash at me the money for the Little Caesars pizza because I can't do that either. Now I just looked it up
Blue Magic,
for
right?
Texas. And the qualifications for a victim witness advocate would be to hold either a bachelor's or master's degree in a field like social work or criminal justice.
Right.
Benny does not. I mean, I can tell you that right now. I mean, if he wants to disprove me, Benny, go ahead. I know you're going to make some sort of psychotic, narcissistic hate video raging on me, obsessing over my minor children later. Because you're a fucking creep. So when you do that,
because that's what victim advocates do, Benny. That's what victim advocates do. They go after victims,
it's
right?
fine. I'm okay with that. Like, honestly, he's been trolling me for months. I don't give a fuck what he does. But while you're raging about me, Benny, do me a favor and please pull out your master's or bachelor's degree and just hold it up to the screen so that we can see that you are qualified to teach this course.
A Balance posted one. You should see it. It's like Clown College aficionado.
Right. Yeah.
Crayola College special over there, you know.
Right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And Benny's like, you know, not. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's, I mean, like, how you can do this with a completely straight face. And this dude is always driving. Like, when is he not driving?
I don't know. I saw, like, people in the chat saying, like, I haven't seen this myself, but I did see people saying, like, he's always, like, on a run. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they know that, but I keep seeing people say that, you know? Yeah.
Oh, here we go. He just offered a paid, not free, but paid legal advice, right? But he's short of any legal qualification, right? I mean, it's just, you know, what do you get out of this course? You get his bunk vocabulary lesson, and then no certificate. Like you walk away no more qualified to do anything than when you started. And I mean, I cannot stress this enough. His investigations so far have just, you know, consisted of him driving around speculating. That's all that it is. It's not an investigation, you know. I mean,
somebody just said he's strangely smart though. Like he always finds a way to scam people. Let me tell you something. Most addicts are like they have to be. If you think about it, like when you become an addict, right? It starts off all good intentions, and then you slowly learn how to manipulate people, right? And that's what he's done. I know a million Benny Keyz. I do. I know a million of them, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, even if he wants to play the whole, oh, I am sober, right? Then he wouldn't be acting like this. He wouldn't be using manipulative behavior. He wouldn't, you know, like, he has all the red flags of somebody who is just taking advantage of everybody. And he's a good talker. He is. He's a good talker. He reminds me of like a Josh Abrams. Like, he'll talk his way through anything, right? And you almost want to believe him, but you're too smart to go, something's not right with this dude, you know? Like, he's a talker.
Right.
He is.
Right. No, I mean, and my interactions that I've had with him, he tries and he gets frustrated because, like, no, I don't play these pussyfoot little word games. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're not going to be able to call me ma'am and try to be really polite and talk about how you love God, and I'm going to go, oh yeah, this guy's legit. Like, I listen to what you say, not how you say it. Right. You can't bullshit a bullshitter here. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Yeah,
you're not one
and I know his ex said that he only pays $11 a month for child support.
That I believe. I believe that. I do. Because he gets a check on the first of the month. He's got some Chiari malformation. I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if it's not. But either way, you know, if you're making money on YouTube, I certainly hope that, you know, your kids see some of it. That's all I'm going to say, Benny. Like,
if you're making money on YouTube,
I can't imagine.
I certainly hope that your crazy check is affected by that, honestly.
$11 a month. How insulting must that be to the mother to get that every month? $11. Like, I can't even, like, and Kate, I know that you've dealt with this. Like, I can't even imagine how insulting.
Yeah, I know. I get $0 a month. But that's fine. I mean, that's fine with me.
It's almost like keep the $11. Like.
Right. But I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Like, if my ex ever dared try to, you know, speak on anything that has to do with my children, I would kick him down a flight of stairs. Right? Because you don't pay anything.
He's so concerned about Cash Gurnan, right? So concerned about this little boy. But, like, he didn't even raise his own daughter. He didn't call her on her birthdays. He didn't call her on Christmas. He didn't call her and say good morning, good night, just like the mother said. That much I believe. So the fact that he's so concerned with this all of a sudden, but there's a dollar sign attached to it, should tell everybody everything you need to know.
Right. Well, just in general, you know what I mean? And, like, honestly, you know, I would be taking it pretty personal if I sat there and harped on, you know, the shit that's coming out about his daughter, right? Because, like, you know, I am frustrated because he consistently will try to swing at me about my children to try to hurt me, and here he is sitting in a glass house just chucking rocks, like, you know what I mean?
Now, I know that he must know at least part of your story. If he's been, you know, stalking you and popping up and doing all this stuff, then if he knew, and I know he must know this if he's been doing that, you know, Stephen Young would terrorize you. He terrorized you. Kate is a victim. If you're going to be a victim advocate, you might want to start by leaving Kate the F alone, dude. You do. Because if you were to go Google that name, you would see what a monster this man is and what she has dealt with. And anybody that can't see that but wants to be, you know, virtue signal and be a knight in shining armor, you have another thing coming, dude. You really do. You're a piece of crap for that one. You are. When I ever heard him say that to you, like, ugh. And I know you don't give a crap because whatever, you're used to it. I know you're used to it, but like, it is so contradictory to what he is telling these people. Like, I can't even believe it. Like, I hope that people are starting to see it more than now than ever, because I know A-Balance is working hard on it, a couple other people. Like,
right, and they have been for a while. Criminality's on it too, Molly lately, and that's where I'm going to segue into the next thing, because the way that he has been attacking me for the high crime of asking him some tough questions and treating him like a jackass on a live stream, right? He is attacking other and extorting and threatening other creators, right? So one of his tricks right now, and I'm telling you guys, there is a 90% chance that we may at least have him attempt to strike this video because we're playing his clips. Because Benny is a coward, and Benny is a liar, and Benny doesn't want this exposed. So what Benny is doing is he's saying, this is my content, you can't steal it, right? Not understanding fair use or commentary at all. And he is maliciously striking people's channels. Then once he's struck the channel, he will go up and make a video and say, I put a strike on you. I have your channel. This is what you're going to do for me if you want it back. That's extortion. That is extortion.
I didn't know that end part right there. I didn't know that part. But what I also saw from him, I believe it was either yesterday or the day before, he was instructing his viewers to go report videos, and he was actually telling people to mass flag anybody who basically doesn't agree with him. And that is against terms of service, my friend. You cannot tell your audience to go and report things. Not only can you not tell them that, he gave them a complete how-to. Oh, you go and you push the 3 little buttons, and then you do this, and then you do that. No, you can't tell people on YouTube how to do that. That is against terms of service. Like, yeah. And then he needs before he starts giving out his little lesson plan, you know, he needs a class in fair use, because he's like, oh, they're stealing from me. It's not stealing. If somebody shows his Monica video or whatever it is he's all pissed off about, like, that's not how YouTube works, dude. Like, fair use. Read about it, please. Please, for the love of God, nobody's stealing from you.
Yeah, but he's using it to extort other creators. Not only is he doing that, but he is openly now threatening anyone who disagrees with him in the most creepy way. So I'm going to play this clip too. I mean, it's just really like, he's not making a good case for himself being like in a good space, clean, sober, and doing the right thing. Not at all. Not at all. And this is just, again, the hallmark of someone who is in a financial situation that is nefarious, scamming people, because what these scammers will do is, as they're selling their scam, they will start to try to eradicate anyone that they consider to be competition or in the way. And that's what he's doing. Like, every single day. And it started, you know, with AB, and then he went to me at one point because, you know, I didn't buy his ma'am and Jesus.
Yeah, creators that strike other creators because they don't like what they're saying are the worst kind of people on YouTube. They really are. Like, you open the door to be publicly scrutinized, you open that door. You don't get to close it every time somebody hurts your feelings. That's not how this works.
Now look at what he does here.
Sloppy hoe lightly. You ever watch Menacing Society? When Bill Duke has got Kane in the interview room, and he says, you know you done fucked up, don't you? Oh, you know you done fucked up, don't you? Oh yeah, you done fucked up. Boy, Marissa Z.
Did he just spit in his own house?
Yes, he does that. Yeah, he's not messed up right now, I know.
He just, whoa.
Yeah,
he
a couple times in that video.
And he's smoking in his house?
It's not
Stay
like
tuned, Marissa
not like he has
Z.
tobacco and nothing. He
Marissa
has smoking
Z.
a cigarette, spitting. He's gross. Ugh, disgusting.
Stay tuned, Marissa Z.
So what he's doing right there is he's doxing that creator, and he's purposely being menacing to try to intimidate her.
He thinks he's doxing her. Like, everybody knows her real name. He thinks he's, like, smart or something. He thinks that he figured that out all by himself. Like, all you gotta do is go to Google, my guy, and type it in, and you could find it. But, like, look at the maniacal laugh he has going. Like, if that's not disturbing, and you can't tell me otherwise that he's not under the influence of something in this video. The way he is, that laugh he does, I'm telling you. If you pay attention to his patterns, I can tell, like, the teeth, the grinny grin teeth, the maniacal laugh. Like, bro, stay off of the magic, the blue magic, please. Just do it. Like, it's not a good look. Like, it's, just get that off the screen.
Sorry. Like,
oh my god, my nightmares. He really is.
Yeah, what he's doing, and I mean, it's just really, it's him just going around lying, you know, pretending to be some sort of ace investigator, victim advocate now. Just absolutely disgusting behavior. Just disgusting behavior.
Anything for the next dollar, you know? Anything.
Oh, good. I found the video of him talking shit about Doug. You know, I might as well, like, if we're going to do this, I'm going hard, because I know that, you know, there's a good chance. I'm not worried. Like, Benny, just so that we're clear, like, you can try to strike me. I will appeal it. I will win the appeal. I will then be in the position to where I can sue you for misusing the DMCA system. And I don't know if you've been following along a lot with, you know, what I'm doing and Schrodinger's cat doing and some of the, you know, others out there, but we're not above throwing money away to start suing you fucks for misusing this just to make a point. So, I mean...
Not only that, real quick, Kate, before you play this, a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't know this until you taught this to me either. Like, when somebody tries to file a copyright, I was always under the impression, like, oh, great, I gotta give this person my first and last name, my address, my phone number, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. All I'm gonna say is, if he does this to you, let me know, and I will help you. There is a way around it, and you will win. Okay.
You can give it, you can use I've always said, you can use my information. It's fine. I have no fear of being doxxed because I've been doxxed to the hills already. I really have.
Right.
So I don't care.
It worked
but I
for
mean,
me.
If Benny really wants to play these games, it's fine. I can do my 10 days while I wait for my appeal to be approved. And then I have no shame in suing a man that can't even afford Little Caesar's pizza.
What are you going to get out of Benny
None
if
at
you
all.
sue him?
Nothing. Nothing.
The rest of his pack of cigarettes? I mean, come on, dude.
Right.
Nothing.
Right, like a pocket of, you know, pocket lint and maybe a used crack pipe or something.
Oh, God, an antenna! Did you hear about this story? I believe this story, that he ripped an antenna off his friend's car years ago so he would have a pipe to smoke from.
How do you
lovely.
smoke out of a car antenna?
Anything is possible with them, okay? Let me tell you, I've seen a lot of crazy things. Like, I don't know, but where there is a will, there is a way, and I believe it. I've seen some things in my day.
And yes, that was another thing. Thank you for reminding Cobra Kai Goon. Benny also did use our name and avatar with his Cash App on someone else's channel at some point.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Like, I will say this right now, 688 people watching. If you're watching the replay, please listen closely. Masshole Report does not have a Cash App. We will never give you a Cash App. We do not want your money. We're not looking to fleece you. We don't have a Cash App. We don't put out a PayPal. If you see anything with our name on it, with a Cash App or PayPal attached to it, it's not us. It's probably Benny the Skis. That's probably who it is at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
so this is his breakup with Doug. Grinding his teeth.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can always tell, I'm telling you.
Look at that jaw going.
Yep. It's off to the side, the sideways mouth he does. He's gonna bite you.
Right. He should stop streaming and driving.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this isn't gonna be what everybody thought it was.
Yeah, that's what she said.
But
every time with Benny.
Yeah, me and Doug. Well, made a hard choice this week. I'm not Hey, D. Hollett. I'm not an investigative journalist. Found out the hard way this week. I'm a victim advocate.
He's a victim advocate.
I think that an investigative reporter generally is an instigative reporter. So I just want to take this opportunity. How you doing? Thank you, everyone. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Doug. Call starting. I wanted to thank Doug for. Okay, there. Sorry, I don't know if you could hear any of that, but I consider Doug a best friend. We've been good friends for almost 6 months now, and you know, the some of the things that he helped me through were, you know, I don't want to smash both my cars together. I appreciate Doug, and you know, I grew.
Get the fuck out of here.
I grew is all.
Okay.
And not saying that he didn't grow.
Right.
I just grew
Amoeba.
into something different than when I started.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw it firsthand. Hello, Roxette, South Africa. I'm lovely. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm really thankful that I have and had a friend like Doug in real life and online that you know, was a confidant, and we worked through an awful lot of stuff together. Unfortunately, I can't go any further with the investigative journaling. It's not for me.
Did he just say journaling?
I wish Doug all the best.
Yeah, investigative journaling. Yeah.
What is investigative journaling? Is that like?
It's like when you get your diary out and you get your pen, you just start, you know, writing down your feelings. But poor Doug, I mean, from what I understand, yeah, grow as a person. Yeah, amoebas are single cell organisms. Okay, no, you didn't grow. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Doug. I mean, from what I understand, anyways, he was like, yeah, Benny, you're getting a little too close here to the person we're trying to, like, you know, get information from. And Benny was like, well, I'm just going to be a victim advocate then. Sorry, Doug. Like, poor Doug.
She's not a
think he
victim.
deserved all
I
that.
mean, honestly, I mean.
The people who are victims in that case are the lady who found Cash Gurdon, okay? Because bless her soul, she has to relive that. I can't even imagine. Oh my God, her name eludes me right now. It's difficult to remember. But anyways, she's a victim. Cash Gurdon is a victim. And Carter Gurdon is a victim, okay? That's it. Monica, in my eyes, in my strong opinion, is not a victim. You know what? If she had taken care and secured her home for her children and the children she was letting in, then yeah, maybe I'd feel bad for her. And her son Cameron, you're a loser. You're a loser. You know why? Because you should have secured your home. If your garage door was broken, if the locks were broken, then be a man and fix them. Like, I can't with these people. Like, the state of that house, disgusting.
That kind of confused me. So when they were getting the pizzas, he said, oh, there were a lot of kids there, blah, blah, blah. When Monica did her interview with, I believe it was Fox News, one of the things that she was complaining about, Daily Mail maybe, one of the things that she was complaining about was that, you know, because there was a death of a child in the home, unfortunately, the children were removed from her home by social services while they sort everything out. So why is Benny representing that he's buying pizza for all these kids that aren't there?
Well, she has a daughter who was like 17. She stayed. And then from what I understand, Carter was taken, which is Cash's twin brother. He was taken. And then I think a young man named Matthew. So, yeah, there was only like the older people there. So you're right. Where were all these kids? Where were they?
Right.
You know, not there.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Good point.
It's just, you know, everything that he does is just shady. And I mean, this video is shady too.
Anything he tries to do, right? I want for Doug the same thing that I want for me. And that's, you know, I can only praise Doug for helping me, you know, get to where I am, you know, being an instrumental part
I almost spit out my water.
And helping.
Right. So help me grow into the type of person that can't afford Little Caesars pizza and drives around all day.
Good thing I didn't take a sip of my water before that part.
It's just, I mean, the way he talks is just sleazy. It's just, you know, dripping with manipulation. It's so disingenuous the way that he speaks.
Me achieve this, and you know, for Doug, I'll always be eternally grateful for showing me the ropes and how to.
Oh, come on.
Skip
you know
it.
What? Fuck you, Benny. I'm not even like, you're putting ads on your sad sack breakup video. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Oh my god.
He's the worst. He's the worst.
He's the worst.
Right.
He's the worst. And he has people. Oh, I had made a small video about him the other day. I had this chick coming at me. She was like, "You're just doing this because you're trying to get viewers." I'm like, I have more subscribers than Benny does. Like, how do you how do you deduce that? Like, speaking of Benny, deduce. How do you deduce that?
Right.
Yeah, you're just doing this to get clout. Like, listen, if I wanted clout, Benny wouldn't be the way to go. Trust me.
Right. No, I mean, he is quite the investigative journaler.
Journaler.
Right, but
I just picture him sitting there spitting, ripping butts, just writing in his journal.
Oh my god. Neanderthals. I want the same as for Doug as I want for me, a dub of bathtub crack. I mean, accurate. Yeah. I don't
know if Doug feels the same way, but
I made a good point. AB made a good point here too. You know, how low is Betty? He borrowed money from a homeless man, right, Doug? I mean,
oh my god, I know, right?
What's wrong with you?
I know, and he didn't pay him back either. He never even gave Doug the money back. You know how in the video he's like, "Oh, I'll get you back. I'll get you back." No, he never even paid him back. Like, I'm sorry, whether he's your friend now or not, you stood in front of an audience and you said you would pay him back. So Benny, you should pay him back for those pizzas. You should, but you won't. You won't do it.
Because he can't afford Little Caesars pizza. I mean, that's a huge red flag. I'm sorry. I'm thinking back to, like, the poorest that I've been poor, right? I don't think there was ever a time that if I wanted, you know, like, it's Little Caesars pizza. Like, at one point, like, if I was having a kid's birthday party, like, that's what we were getting because it was cheap. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm sure he kept one of them, too. He probably kept one of them. Took it home to his family.
Right.
He probably did. I guarantee you he probably did. But Benny, be a man and stick to your word for once and pay your ex-buddy back, whatever. It doesn't matter if he's your friend now or not. Pay him back. It's the right thing to do, but you won't do that because you're a POS.
Homeless. He's fucking homeless. Out of your own mouth. Jesus Christ.
Stealing from a homeless man. Come on. What's next? What is next?
I mean, already we're stealing from homeless men. We're, attacking anyone who he feels like is competition or a detractor. You're
coming at my friend who's a victim, calling yourself a victim advocate. I mean, the list goes on.
Right? Fuck even. I don't even care that he's coming after me. Don't call yourself a victim advocate. You're not. Oh my god.
I know.
He's got no qualifications and no education. Like, it's unbelievable. And to be so, I don't even know, full of hubris that you think that your unqualified ass is qualified enough to teach other people on something that you've never even received any education or training for. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Benny?
He's a Josh Abrams 2.0, just a smooth talker who thinks he's capable of ruling the world, and they're all one and the same in my book, you know?
Yeah. Didn't their viewers pay for Monica's sponsored pizza party? Yeah, essentially they did. It's just weird. And, he's hanging out with this woman like all the time now. And, he had the gall to go, oh, there's a lot of people in and out of her house and it smells a lot like marijuana. Benny, I watched your video in the car. You know what he's got? He's got a Ziploc bag, and on top of that Ziploc bag, a lighter. You think I'm dumb? Don't talk about other people smoking weed, Benny. Jesus Christ.
I know. I could. That was kind of stupid of him to throw that in there, considering, like, to just look at him. Like, I mean, why would you even do that? And here's the thing, too. Like, the way Doug tells the story is like, oh, Benny's just getting close to her to get information, blah blah blah. He just got too close. So like, even if like, let's pretend like, you know, he's being nice to Monica to get information. Like, I'm pretty sure he would have found a way out by now. I don't even believe that. I feel like he knows her from before this whole thing. I feel like that they're drug buddies, or maybe he used to date her. I'm just guessing here, but like something extra is going on here. It's something extra. I can't put my finger on it, but we're not
just
stupid.
That. It's, you know, you're getting closer to get more information. Like, cool it, Columbo. Like, is that what the cops do? Do they like go over to people's houses and have pizza parties? You know, in their.
But he works for them.
I don't know what kind of investigative techniques. I mean, and you know, you're a victim advocate, but you're manipulating the victim to pump them for information. Is that advocacy or is that manipulation? Because I'm confused.
I don't even know.
I think they're
I
drug
don't
buddies.
even know. Okay, excuse me for 1 second. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Okay. All right. Oh, we are at an hour now. I'm gonna open up the panel. Let people also give their thoughts here for, you know, maybe 15-20 minutes, and then, you know, go off about my night. I was up way too late last night. I went panel hopping until like 3 a.m. It was I usually don't do that stuff, but I was up and I was having so much fun last night. But like, things got weird. I met Becky O for the first time. She's a trip. So if anyone, I'm like disgusted with you, Benny, and you know, I have pretty much just observed what's gone on with Betty at this point. I really haven't, you know, he comes at me, I've ignored him, I brush him off. I kind of figured he was clout chasing a little bit, and like, our channel's not big or anything, but I'm certainly not going to give an asshole like that any sort of opportunity, even to get our handful of trolls to go watch him and help him. But at this point, I am like just so disgusted with everything that he's doing that, like, yeah, I mean, we've opened a file on you, Benny, just so that you're clear. We're watching everything you're doing now.
Sorry.
I was just saying that it's pretty much, it's war, Benny, and we've opened a file on you. So, yeah, we'll get to the bottom of everything that you are and everything that you're not.
So long as he tries to make money off people on the internet by pretending that he knows more than they do, and he has the qualifications to, you know, school them on something, I don't think that I see this letting up. Just saying.
No, not at all. And especially, you know, what really has salted my cracker this whole way through is the way that he will haphazardly
salted my cracker.
Salted my cracker. Really chapped my leggings. It's like he will haphazardly make up these conspiracy theories and blame innocent random people for these heinous crimes involving children, and then walk away like it's no big deal. Like it's no big deal. I mean, he's out of control.
Maybe you should worry about your own children, Benny. I mean, come on. Really.
Maybe you should worry about not getting involved with criminal cases and fucking them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He needs to find another, what did he say? This is my niche now. I heard him say that in one of the videos. This is my niche.
Yeah, that's what he told us. I'm sitting on a niche. Like, no, you're not. What he's doing is, like, true crime channels people enjoy. They just enjoy them. And they watch them, and he wants to attach onto that, and he's seen how other people have been successful, and he thinks he can do the same. But, you know, these people that are successful, Benny, they're talented, and they're intelligent, and you are not. That's why you're not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Kate.
Life Giant, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good.
And how about you?
Hi, Life Giant. I just read the name. I'm like, oh my god. Hey, how are you?
Right.
You guys are kicking ass, huh?
Thanks.
I'm sorry, but I missed the part. When did he start dating Doug? Because this is heartbreaking to me. I'm just trying to figure out like the whole period of time, because this is like the worst breakup, like rambling I've ever heard from this guy.
Yeah, it's sort of on par with Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston as far as celebrity breakups.
Did you see my note? Like I did, like his new dating bio. I like boating and fishing and other aquatic sports. I like the journaling and things like that.
Right. I like journaling. I like long walks on the beach and methamphetamine.
Right.
Yeah, we're right.
I like spitting in my home. I hope you don't mind.
You know how you say, "Hey, nice tooth." Nice tooth.
He actually has halfway decent teeth for somebody who smokes all the things he smokes. I mean, I will say, but give him that. I'll give him that much. They're probably not real, but
you know, he's really the worst kind of dangerous, because he talks just palatable enough where a lot of people would be, maybe lesser exposure to legal matters and things like that. All he's used is the traditional, tons of misdemeanor offender default, terms. You know what I'm saying? That's all that he's got in his little cookbook there. You know what I mean? So I just, when you try to claim to be a victim advocate, it's the definition really entails a lot of something much different than what he's trying to teach people.
Well, you need a degree. You need first and foremost, you need a college degree, at least a 4 to 6 year degree, right? That's just for starters. You also generally need to have, an actual hired position, right? I mean, you can still, even if he had a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, which obviously we know that he doesn't. Again, Benny, when you rage out on me about this, if you just want to show us that college degree, it would really clear things up. But we know you don't fucking have one.
Or the high school one.
I was just going to say, you read my fucking mind. I was going to say, even your high school diploma would prove me wrong on something. But yeah, no, I mean, even if you have the degree, like, it doesn't automatically make you a victim witness advocate. You actually have to be hired for that position. Like, nobody will hire him for anything. That's why he's unemployed. And I'm sorry, like, I get it. Like, people are on disability, that's fine or whatever. But if this dude can drive around in his car for like 12 hours a day, he can probably work a register at Wendy's. Just saying.
I'm saying he was gardening last week. He's like, oh, I'm not a gardener or a farmer or whatever. He's like dealing with some freaking, I don't even know what it's called. He's off there showing everybody his gardening skills. I'm like, if you can do that, then why are you not working, young man? Let's see.
Go be a landscaper.
I think,
or he drives around all day. He should be able to deliver, like, like do Lyft or bring people their food or whatever it is. But
DoorDash,
no,
right? No, seriously, do something.
Exactly.
I want to know if he's a victim advocate who's advocating for all of his victims. I'm just curious.
That's a great point, because you know what? There's one major component to being a victim advocate, and that has to be a really strong, focused, moral fortitude to really want to help victims. It's not a whiz-bang money-making thing, because that's what he's basically doing. He's just saying, popped into my head the other night that I got knowledge. You people need this knowledge, so I'll give it to you for a fee. That's not the pretense in which any of that goes down. It just isn't. Believe me, it's not even a fine line. It's such a hard line when it comes to giving legal advice. I'm sure that you guys know that you can prepare somebody's like just a minor bankruptcy filing. You can help them prepare that, and that's a legal thing to charge like about $600 maximum for. You're able to do that. You're not able to guide them through the whole process of the court and everything like that, and basically act like a lawyer.
Well, I don't think that's what he was saying, to be fair. I think, I mean, honestly, he's got it has nothing to do with what's permissible as far as actually, offering courses. I mean, that's two-pronged if you want to look at it that way. He has no qualifications to run a victim advocate course, number one. And number two, he's not an accredited university. So, I mean,
BKU.
Right, Betty Keyz University. Keyz Auditors says he's not Wendy's material. I would probably concur.
I mean, he is a felon, right? He's a felon. Yeah. So, I mean, that automatically disqualifies him from, a lot of the jobs he would have a chance with. So, I mean, he's supposed to be having brain surgery at some point in the near future. And I'm sure that a lot of what he's doing now, he's probably trying to garner up like a base audience. That way, when he does have his surgery, if he really is having it, I don't know. He'll be able to be like, hey guys, poor me, like, hit my GoFundMe up, yada yada.
Right, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I'm sure that's part of the plan too. I wouldn't be surprised if that's next.
Well, think about that. I mean, brain surgery. But I mean, who's going to ever question that? I mean, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like cancer or something. Like nobody's going to really question that. Chiari malformations. I mean, from what I understand, you can be in a lot of pain, whatever. But like, I don't believe anything he says, so it's hard for me to even believe that.
And
I have a hard time.
Possible.
AB is also saying that Benny traps underage girls. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
either
not
come up
surprised.
now if you want and tell us about that, AB, or if you want to connect with me afterwards. That's concerning.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that story.
I don't like
I mean,
that at all.
I'm not surprised because, you know, it's all about manipulation. So, I mean, I'm sure he does, you know, target underage girls. I would not be surprised at all. Nothing surprises me with this dude anymore. It really doesn't.
He's a creep.
You know?
I mean, yeah, and someone's saying if
And-
he's about to get brain surgery, he shouldn't be driving. That's probably fair.
That's a really good point. Thank you. I saw
Probably
someone else
fair.
say that the other day. Like, why are you driving? If you have like what is it? Isn't it like leaking on the brain? I mean, I'm no medical professional here, but I know that like
I can
you
tell
know.
you right now, I have a tactile plate brain tumor that interferes with the spinal fluid. My license is blacked out.
Right.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
That's something the doctor does. I don't know if you guys know, you have an MIB report. You can't get around that. Once you're diagnosed, it hits a certain special report. It's like a credit report, but it's for insurance companies and registries and things.
You
That's
can't
a
get around it.
doctor issue. You're not getting around that.
Wow.
Yeah,
So he wouldn't be able to get away from it.
I did see his ex, and we kind of talked about that at the beginning of the stream. The only thing, like, to be completely honest, from my perspective, is I am tentative to take everything that an ex or, you know, former associate says without a grain of salt, because there's a lot of things that can go into that with bad blood and, you know, maybe ulterior motives and stuff like that. So it's tough for me to take everything that she says as gospel, to be completely honest. I just don't know.
What's shaking?
Hi,
you know.
What's going on, Kate?
I had not that much declaring war on Benny. Fuck him.
Hey, listen, I didn't want to come up here and buzzkill anything because what I had mentioned was such a serious topic, but that was the underlying tone of last night's. You know, with all the shit that came out about Benny, that this was the reality of it. And of course, an ex can embellish a story. However, the stories that came out are not embellished. These are actual stories about his past through the brother that the wife caught Benny having sex with. You know, and her brother is transsexual or a dude. He went full gay for a long time. But it's not just about that. The problem is that, you know, this you're talking about him being some sort of predator hunter and a pedophile hunter. Well, that's just to get around the people. He doesn't tell you about all the people that he got with, like that he was around in those chat rooms, that he was hunting those pedophiles. That came out, and that was the concern about it. Okay, this is the real concern why we Nina Boy went after. And I can give you her email in the background in private chat.
Yeah.
And you can talk to her right away. I mean, I respect the fact that you're a little hesitant, but at this point, you might want to be redirected to the facts, and it's a bit more concerning at this point. Like this dude is a serious menace
I would need to have a
because
full conversation because again, like, you know, I get like,
well, his own daughter, he went. He took off from the state because he went after his own daughter's friend and caused a whole ruckus about it. And that's kind of how we began talking about, and that's how we began learning outwards about this. Now, we just scratched the surface. They're supposed to be going back on Nina Boy's channel later tonight for different stories, but that we haven't even touched on that and made that the focus because of just the influx of information with it. But just to let you know, that's where this is all going. So if you want to really attach yourself to something, that's a bit of fact.
Okay,
That's the danger.
I'd have to do my
that's
due
the
diligence
dangerous
with that
aspect
because I'm not out here just, you know, calling people pedophiles without.
I already
evidence,
tried to get in on Kate with that. I was like, Kate. She's like, I know it's hard for me to believe an ex, and like I understand that, I do, but
I just need to see it. People say, and like, really, I'm not saying. I don't think that Benny's a good guy. I'm not defending him.
Doable.
I don't know the ex. I don't think she's a bad person or anything like that. But people can say anything. People can say things and sound very credible.
Well, what's going to happen is when you email her, you're going to discuss the CPS papers. So she'll point those out right away and tell you about the situation which kind of erupted their fallout. And it has to do with a particular scenario with, you know, Benny under the influence. And that's all. I just wanted to let you know.
All right. No, if you want to pass on our information in Discord or whatever, then I'll reach out.
Yeah, I need to
watch right in the private chat right here.
At this point, like, I'm telling you, like, there's like between him going after, like honestly, like, I watch Molly Go Lightly. I think she's great. I think she's, like she does. I like her work. I like you, AB. I have for a long time. Like, just all these people that he is consistently attacking and threatening, coupled with this disgusting, blatant, ridiculous victims advocate scam, and just he's getting the full asshole treatment. That's what's happening.
There's other red flags alongside that stick out alongside with this, like using his daughter's picture as a bait for potential hookups. And what he would do, like he's the type of person, he would buy drugs from a person and then rat them out.
Right.
Hook them up. And if he doesn't like the person that maybe he met, he would turn that into a predator. But if he, depends what kind of mood he was in, type of thing. But they got into some different stories. But yeah, hold on. I got it in the back here. One moment, honey.
Okay.
Lene Newton, NEWTON82 @gmail.com. And tell her AB sent you and Nina Boy.
Hold on. Can you just type it in the chat? Sorry.
Yeah.
I have it, Kate. I actually have it. I wrote it down off of AB stream. I'll text it to you right now, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you should have said that out. There's like 733 people watching right now.
She gave it out on the stream.
These people are quite motivated to come forward because of the past that they've had. He's done a lot of damage.
Oh, cool.
Done a lot of damage in that area.
Perfect.
His ex-best friend, listen, all kinds of stories. He's no longer with us. He's deceased. His name is it David Brown? Is it in Lansing? He's deceased, and it's all has to do with shady dealings around drugs.
Right.
So, Lene did get back to me, and she said,
and the receipts. There are receipts.
He's been threatening her all morning with bullshit accusations. Oh my God! So he's been going at Lene all day. So, I'm gonna text you her email right now. I mean, it's crazy. I need to listen to the rest of that, AB. I didn't catch the whole thing. It was a really long stream, but this runs so much deeper. I was telling Kate before we came on, it runs so much deeper than I think any of us thought.
Yeah. So so Lena's brother, okay, they're quite close, and he's an entertainer, man. He's a funny dude to listen to. He's the man who has all the stories about the drug history because they're all hung out together in a relationship. They were romantically involved. Benjamin was romantically involved with this entire group of people. They partied together.
Okay.
All men.
All right.
So that's who we're getting it from in the inside. Like it's worth your time delving into, and I really encourage you dropping them a note.
Yeah, I will.
Because it can really use your sort of exposure, right? Especially
I'll do
a
my
legitimate
due diligence
predator.
here with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely do my due diligence. Like I said, he's getting, like, at this point, like, it's been several months since the last time we encountered him. He's gone completely off the fucking rails. He is hurting people on a daily basis now, and that entitles him to the full asshole treatment.
He doesn't think that anybody's doing anything about it, right? And it's the obvious with Benny's turning out to be true here. And it's the stories continue to pile in and pile in. At what point do you do something about it? You have to expose it for what it is. And it just so happens, as salacious as the news are, there's a darker reality behind it.
Right.
That's terrifying.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what's terrifying about it. So what better way to kind of bring it out than to introduce it, I guess, like that, of course. Yeah, David Cook, I apologize, Izzy Pop. David Cook in Lansing, Michigan.
Okay.
DAVIDCOOK. That's one story to follow up with. Stories are stories, but I'll tell you, these are inside stories. Those are good.
Yeah. No, I know that he's threatening on his community page. I've seen that. I know that he's making a bunch of accusations about the ex, which I also don't take very seriously. You know what I mean? And who does that, really? Like, throws out dirty laundry like that and like accuses their own child of being abused. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, listen, you know how Benny has 5 other children.
Oh.
He doesn't take care of any of them.
Doesn't he have a
He's got twin boys in He's got twin boys. It's his only boys. The rest are girls. His oldest one lives up in Lansing, Michigan, that area, who was on Nina's last night. They're coming forth. And supposedly a lot of the other individuals out there that they know just by proxy through Benny, of course, extended family, are listening as well. So, just know that these people aren't unaware of the scenarios going on with Ben.
Right.
He's well known to be, among them. They're wanting to get the story out this way. So
and I will say
it's great.
In my experience, the fact that there are a lot of people that are coming out with their faces and names attached to it, right? Because like any anonymous sources or whatever, I don't trust. But when you have the volume of people that are coming out, corroborating sort of some of the things that we suspect about his character and dealings, publicly on the record with their faces and names attached, that lends a lot of credence to it. You know what I mean? Because as somebody who has been defamed on the internet, nobody fucking stepped forward to corroborate that.
Yeah, rumors
you know
are rumors,
I mean?
of course, and you have to do your due diligence. Like
Right.
In all reality, we can leave those words behind us because we can call a spade a spade. We know a predator when we see one, and unfortunately, we can now confirm what people in the background have been holding back. You should see the influx of messages I've been getting about what people have been afraid to say. The people that are away from them now, it's just like past the point of no return. And we need to inform the masses about this. We can't let this continue to go on and people really fall victim and us continue to laugh about it and not do anything, essentially. Absolutely. Because it's criminal. It is criminal. We all know about it. So we may as well just talk until it resolves itself, because there's ways to work around the system. And no matter what mouse trap you lay out there, you can get a smarter mouse. And that's what Benny does. So continue to dig your own grave, essentially, here. While we all talk about it and look at the people, you have 700. Molly has 1,000 people in it here. People don't like drama, but they don't want to address it in a way. If we all talk about it, because unfortunately he's imposed himself in on this charade situation, so everybody can relate to it, and the North and West case.
Right. And
the audience
what's the next case that he's going to try to attach
extensive.
himself to? That's what I mean. Like, it's just a revolving door. I mean, he does not just comment on these cases either. He absolutely inserts himself into the situation. It's completely inappropriate.
Intimidates innocent people on the that are there on the ground at the scenes, scares them off, then posts whatever and deals with the discourse and thrives on that negative attention. That we can't endorse. You know, it's funny games when you have 20 people or it's your buddy and you'll grow tired of a prank. But this is what he's really basing his entire business off of. I don't think so, son.
I was talking.
It's going to be just a matter of time before we dismantle that. But that's Absolutely. His bread and butter. He loves to go into situations, no matter what, and involve himself in a situation and dismantle the things that matter most to the people involved, and be that fucking guy.
Yeah,
that sort of individual needs to be in prison, in my opinion.
Wow.
He doesn't understand the legalities of it. Excuse me, like open blackmail and extortion and intimidation and harassment until they give you money to leave you alone is illegal. When you do it over a period of time, you can prove that the pattern, and that's what's probably going to happen.
Yeah, in case
criminal harassment. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, like Michael. Go ahead.
I was saying, and as Kate emphasized, before she would publicly say that, she's going to prove that, which she'll easily do, I'm sure. But again, you know what I mean? It is, much as he probably doesn't deserve it, Kate always has her ducks in a row as far as receipts and stuff like that, and that's
so does AB. So I mean, I trust what he's saying because I know that he's been quite thorough with this. I just before I really dive.
I just have to come up here on Masshole Report with 700 people and make that point. I know in my real life, but I'm just doing it for show, of course, Michael. We both know in the background, you still have to make mention of it in front of an audience to make the point, right? You have to vocalize it, and that's all. So we're probably overemphasizing on it, but I just thought I'd drop that.
This is the start of really, like I said, like he's getting the full on treatment now. Like this is not going to end well for him if he's doing the things that are being alleged that he's doing, and what I've seen so far does not look good.
I had an O for him just from this whole Cash Gurnan thing. Like, then I start like picking up, now that you guys are telling me like all this other stuff and I'm starting to figure it out myself, I'm like, oh my God, this is so much worse than I imagined. Right. And that's the terrifying part.
That's exactly what's running through my mind. Like, I was kind of just coming out to be funny and then, just fade off into the sunset. But this immediately strikes me as predatory behavior. This is exactly how he's aligning. He associates himself with people that are victims or people that are vulnerable, people that are not acquainted with something that he's maybe more familiar with. So he's building rapport, he builds trust, he puts himself in a position where he's viewed at as somebody with maybe that they respect or whatever. However twisted he gets there, that's how he gets there. Then that's when he goes dark on everybody, and he's not there as an advocate. He's there as just a.
No, I mean, just
he places
what he's
himself
saying
as
financially,
too
like,
virtuous.
Right.
It's just a virtue stance for him, and he'll fool the stupid people in, and he'll base his subscribers on that, and that's been working for him so far. Everybody that's a creator out there knows how the flow of traffic works, and that's the danger that he relies on. It doesn't matter about the numbers at this point. The fact that he's just doing it, it doesn't need explanation to an audience overly much, because everybody who's on the other side that knows is the one that's important to, that is has to be in the know about this to shut it down. So it's now time to kind of start coming together and talking about the next steps in the background, not necessarily out here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 10:30, so I'll probably shut this down, and I can get up with you on Discord or something like that, AB, if you want.
Yeah, well, I might put him on blast a little bit later tonight for a call-in session and talk about this a little bit and focus a little bit on the predatory behavior of him, and then we'll just take it to the next level, because it is an issue. And this is how it happens. This is Chris Hansen level. Benny Keyz needs a Chris Hansen level intervention.
Yeah, take a seat, Benny. Take a seat.
I can definitely, we can discuss some things here.
Could you imagine Benny having to take in the seat with the pizzas in his hand? Come to Marcus.
He can't if he can't afford the pizzas.
Why don't you sit down?
He'd be empty-handed. He wouldn't have the
Pay, could you?
pizzas. I tried to get the pizzas,
He'd be
but
like,
my wife took all the cash.
I deduced that you're upset with me, Chris.
Listen, just sit down.
I can't.
Come on, just sit down.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
All right, I'll stop by your stream later.
Hey, I'm a producer too. I work with a bunch of criminologists. Did you see that at the balloon release? He tells everybody he works for open source intelligence.
Criminologist. Yep.
Yeah, he has to lie to people in real time out of his way. It's not to get in or buy like security or anything. That would be one thing. If you had to lie to get by somebody to get a shot, you know, a little white lie isn't going to hurt. Like I told a little white lie about Doug finding a home the other. That's just because I just threw a joke about Doug, and I didn't want to be too hard on him, so I kind of told a white lie and said that he had a place in chat. But nonetheless, fuck, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. We're shutting this down.
Get the fuck out of here.
Guys, thanks for coming by. Az, thanks very much. All right. If you haven't subscribed to TeaSpiracy, you should do that. Same with AB. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll be back with more Benny punishment.
I'll put me and AB in the comments down there, all right?
Awesome, thank you.
Remember, Benny, take a seat, Benny.
Thanks again, Benny.
Bye, guys.